being able to attend these courses and in turn synthesize or associate that on a resume that you could then show to somebody and say, hey, check it out. I've done this in application in academia, right? I'll share with you that in academia, we do have there's a common tendency in a lot of different disciplines to have folks that aren't actively uh, potentially working in industry. So a lot of the information or guidance that you get from that type of professor, which is not bad, but a lot of it is theoretical, right? In what is academia. When you have folks that have dedicated their lives to teaching, it's a noble profession. However, the challenge is how connected is the theory to the actual application piece. So I will share with you when we look at our cadre, we are dealing with folks who are actively out in industry, who are working in cybersecurity day in and day out. For most folks that teach, it's a secondary job for them. Like for me, for instance, I'll use that example. Like I work as a cybersecurity engineer in the day, and a couple times a week I go to the University of San Diego and I get to share my experience and ideas with the cybersecurity scholars. So to answer the question of how connected or how disconnected is it from the academic theory to actual application, my goal is to empower students and to teach people real world skills that they in turn can actually use, right? Because for me, it's a exercise in time management. If someone is going to come to class and spend money and spend time and share time with me, I want that time to be of value. I want someone to walk away from that and be like, wow, I learned something and it was awesome. And not only that, I'm going to be able to turn around and use this in day to day to actually in a job, right? So I don't believe in focusing too much on the theoretic piece. There's a strategy piece which I think is of value, but for me, I think the importance and the value in it is actually showing people what they're going to be doing. Being able to attend these courses and in turn synthesize or associate that on a resume that you could then show to somebody and say, hey, check it out. I've done this in application in academia, right? So we're taking these tools, we're taking these different scenarios, we're solving all these problems and challenges. Yeah, and in turn that translates into a very effective interview, right? And so if the student doesn't have a lot of experience in industry, which or they're trying to break in entry level, it's a very great conversation when they're like, hey, I understand you don't have a ton of experience, but what tell me about your experience. Someone said Nessus earlier. Tell me about your experience with Nessus. And they'll be like, I know that because I learned that from Professor Rositas, and he said it was important, and I know all about it. What do you want to know? Like we've done this in school. We hardened some systems, we ran vulnerability scans, we understood the vulnerabilities, we understand how to triage it, how to fix these things, and we hardened systems. I'm ready, right? What do you need? And so I know that's a little long-winded, but all that to say, I'm not here to waste anybody's time. I'm here to, I appreciate everybody's time and I want to make that time together just wonderful. And I want people to learn. And I think teaching people what they're actually going to use is super important.